Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All goes to Sri Prabhupada and Guru Maharaj. Kiran Prabhuji, when you're ready, you can start, Prabhuji.
Thank you. Thank you, Prabhuji, for giving this opportunity. Hare Krishna devotees, please accept my humble obeisances who joined this today's Zoom call. All glories to Srila Prabhupada and Gurudev. Let me start with quick prayers. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Narayanam Namaskritya Naram Chaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udirayet. नष्टप्रायेषु अभद्रेषु नित्यं भागवत सेवया भगवते उत्तमश्लोके भक्तिर्भवति नैष्टिकीम् ॐ नमो ॐ विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमती भक्तिवेदांत स्वामी निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषे शून्यवादी पाश्चात्य देशतारिणे जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरव भक्त वृंद हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे हरे कृष्णा कृष्ण कृष्ण हरे राम राम हरे हरे. Today we are reading from Canto 10, the Samam Bonam, chapter 47, the Song of the Bee, from slokas 57 to 69. So 57 sloka. Thus seeing how the gopis were always disturbed because of their total absorption in Krishna, Uddhava was supremely pleased. Desiring to offer them all respect, he sang as follows. 58 sloka. Uddhava sang, among all the persons on earth, these covered women alone have actually perfected their embodied lives, for they have achieved the perfection of unalloyed love for Lord Govinda. Their pure love is hankered after by those who fear material existence, by great sages, and by ourselves as well. For one who has tasted the narrations of the infinite Lord, what is the use of taking birth as high class Brahmana or even as Lord Brahma himself? Sloka 59. How amazing it is that these simple women who wander about the forest, seemingly spoiled by improper behavior, having achieved the perfection of unalloyed love for Krishna, the supreme super soul. Still, it is true that the Supreme Lord Himself awards His blessing even to an ignorant worshipper, just as the best medicine works even when taken by a person ignorant of its ingredients. Sloka 60. When Lord Sri Krishna was dancing with the gopis in the Ras Leela, the gopis were embraced by the arms of the Lord. This transcendental favor was never bestowed upon the goddess of fortune or other consorts in the spiritual world. Indeed, never was such a thing even imagined by the most beautiful girls in the heavenly planets, whose bodily luster and aroma resemble the lotus flower. And what to speak of worldly women who are very beautiful according to material estimations. Sloka 61. The gopis of Vrindavana have given up the association of their husbands, sons, and other family members who are very difficult to give up, and they have forsaken the path of chastity to take shelter of the lotus feet of Mukunda, Krishna, which one should search for by Vedic knowledge. Oh, let me be fortunate enough to be one of the bushes, creepers, or hubs in Vrindavana. because the gopis trample them and bless them with the dust of their lotus feet. Sloka 62. The goddess of fortune herself, along with Lord Brahma and all other demigods who are masters of yogic perfection, can worship the lotus feet of Krishna only with their mind. But during the Rasa dance, Lord Krishna placed his feet upon these gopis' breasts, and by embracing those feet, the gopis gave him all distresses. Sloka 63. I repeatedly offer my respects to the dust from the feet of the women of Nand Maharaj cowherd village. When these gopis loudly chant the glories of Sri Krishna, the vibration purifies the three worlds. Sloka 64. Sukdev Goswami said, Uddhava, the descendant of Darshaha, then took permission to leave from the gopis and from Mother Yashoda and Nand Maharaj. He bade farewell to all the cowherd men and, about to depart, mounted his chariot. Sloka 65. As Uddhava was about to leave, Nanda and others approached him bearing various items of worship. With tears in their eyes, they addressed him as follows. Sloka 66. Nanda and other cowards said, May our mental functions always take shelter of Krishna's lotus feet. May our words always chant his names, and may our bodies always bow down to him and serve him. Sloka 67. Wherever we are made to wander about this world by the Supreme Lord's will, in accordance with the reactions to our fugitive work, may our good works and charity always grant us love for Lord Krishna. Shloka 68. Sukdev Goswami continued, O ruler of men, thus honored by the cowherd men with expressions of devotion for Lord Krishna, Uddhava went back to the city of Mathura, which was under Krishna's protection. Shloka 69. After falling down to pay his homage, Uddhava described to Lord Krishna the immense devotion of the residents of Vraja. Uddhava also described it to the Vasudeva, Lord Balrama, and King Ugrasena, and presented to them the gifts of tribute he had brought with him. This is the end of the chapter, and I think Krishnavenu Das Prabhuji will give the overview of these slokas. Please take over the call, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna, Kiran Prabhu. Thank you very much for reading today's Bhagavatam section, slokas translations. And thank you all for joining. Thank you, Sundarananda Prabhu, for giving this opportunity to share a few points from today's Bhagavatam slokas, translations, and purports for my own purification. Let's start with prayers. ॐ अज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णप्रेष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदान्तस्वामिनिति नामने। नमस्ते सारस्वते देवे गौरवाणि प्रचारिणे निर्विशेषशून्यवादि पश्चात्तदेशतारिणि। जय श्रीकृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानन्द श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृन्द। हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. We are in the section of Brahmara Gita. It's a very beautiful and wonderful section of Bhagavatam. So just to give a background, in the last chapter we heard how on the order of Supreme Lord Krishna, Uddhava came to Vraja for the purpose of consoling Nanda Maharaj, Yashoda Mai, and all the young gopis and the other residents of Vrindavan. Of course, external that's external, internal reason also. There are several reasons. Like one, Uddhava can experience the highest love exhibited by the residents of Vrindavana, and also it can be broadcasted to the rest of the world like that. So in this chapter so far we heard how when these young gopis and they saw Uddhava, who seems to be looking similar to Krishna, so they approached him and then they realized that Krishna sent Uddhava to Vrindavana, sending a message through Uddhava like that. So they took him to a secluded place so that he can reveal the Krishna's message without any concern like that. So then gopis began to remember Supreme Lord Krishna's pastimes they had performed with him, and then one of the gopi, and it is mentioned that Srimati Radharani, so when she noticed a bumblebee, so imagining that bumblebee as the messenger, so she started speaking, saying that Krishna abandoned the young girls of Raja and developed affection for other women, like that. Uh, Glorifying the good fortune of other lovers of Krishna, and also glorifying Krishna's name, form, qualities, and pastimes like that. So then Uddhava tried to console the young gopis of Vrindavan, saying that you all performed so many wonderful pious activities. Otherwise, so it is very difficult to become the servant of Supreme Lord Krishna like that. And then also he reveals the message that Krishna sent, saying that he is very dear to gopis, and also to increase their attraction, he left from them so that they can experience great love from separation like that. So then gopis asked Uddhava, how is Krishna happy because now Kamsa is killed and is he enjoying with all his family members in Madura? So does he still remember whatever the pastimes that they have performed? So like that. And they are also asking whether will Krishna once again appear before them and give the ecstasy and bliss like that. And then they loudly chanted, saying that, "Oh Govinda, please come and destroy our suffering," like that. So then Uddhava pacified them with wonderful instructions and knowledge. So then they also in turn worshipped Uddhava as non-different from Krishna like that. So he stayed for several months in Vrindavan, giving pleasure to all the residents and also reminding about Krishna in various ways like that. So we'll continue the rest of the chapter from 57 sloka today. So this is 10th canto, Srimad Bhagavatam, 47 chapter, the Song of the Bee. So here we'll go through the from 57 to rest of the chapter. So in this 57 sloka we see that Uddhava observed that the gopis are always disturbed. So Viklavam. So why? Because their total observation in Krishna ways. Usually someone who is observed in Krishna consciousness, so their anxiety will go away, or they will become peaceful. But here we see that gopis are disturbed. But in the purport it is clarified, saying that this disturbance is not similar to the disturbance that we get due to the material distress. So due to the material challenge, or due to the suffering that we go through in this material world, so we go through so much distress. But this distress is a spiritual distress. So this spiritual distress will give a great satisfaction to the individual soul. So that's why here Uddhava is supremely pleased, Parama Pritas, because he understood that the gopis attained the highest state of the loving ecstasy, like that. So that's why he want to offer the obeisances to the gopis, though externally he is an exalted member of the court of Dwarka, important minister, and he is the disciple of Brahaspati. So even though he is very exalted, but he felt that so he has to offer the respect to the these young gopis because they have achieved the highest perfection of the life. Even though these gopis externally they looks like a simple cowherd girls and living in a small village like Vrindavana like that. In fact, so that's why he started singing these verses. And Srila Jiva Goswami mentions that Uddhava, whatever the number of days that he stayed in Vrindavan, every day he recited these verses like that. So then we see that Uddhava is saying that here, among all the persons on earth, so these cowherd women, they have achieved, perfected their embedded lives, achieved the perfection of unalloyed love of for Lord Govinda. So that is the perfection of the life. The perfection of the life is to develop Krishna Prema, unalloyed love for Lord Govinda. So even in our scriptures it is mentioned, Prema Pumardo Mahan. So the highest goal of life is to attain Krishna Prema. And that is achieved by the gopis. So and here Uddhava is saying that this is also anchored by those who fear material existence and also by great sages and by ourselves as well. And in the purport it is mentioned that if someone tasted this nectar of Krishna consciousness, they don't desire anything. So that's why here we see that here, what is the use of taking birth a high class Brahmana or even as Lord Brahma himself? So whoever tasted this Krishna consciousness, the nectar of the devotional service, so they don't desire anything. So even they don't desire even liberation also. Then what to speak of any material positions, including the post of Lord Brahma. So that's why, in fact, the liberation is ready to serve that kind of devotee. That's why still Bilva Mangal Thakur prays that Mukti Mukilita Anjala. So it says that the Mukti is ready to serve that kind of devotee who achieved the perfection or who developed the Krishna Prema. And in the purport Srila Vaishnava Chakravarti commentary, it mentions that talks about this taking birth as a high class Brahmana. So there are three types of Brahmanical elevation, like one through the seminal parenthood. So taking the birth in a Brahmana family. So if one takes Brahmana birth, family, so they externally consider as a Brahmana. Of course, if that person doesn't exhibit either Brahmanical activities or he doesn't have the Brahmanical quality, then he will call as a Brahma Bandhu. So Brahmana Bandhu. So because he is not a Brahmana, but he is a relative of a Brahmana like that. And then the second way to become as a Brahmana is sacred thread initiation. So it's like Upanayana. So one of the samskara. So generally performed in Brahmana, Kshatriya, Vaishya Varnas. So that they can go to the school after the Upanayana. And the third one is the sacrificial initiation. Like when that's like a diksha. When a person practices spirituality and then takes shelter at the lotus feet of a bona fide guru, then guru showering his mercy, he accepts him as a disciple, then he will give initiation and he will elevate to the Brahmanical stage like that. And then in the next sloka, so we see that Uddhava is singing that how amazing is that simple women who wander about the forest, seemingly spoiled by improper behavior, have achieved the perfection of unalloyed love for Krishna. So here in the purport of Srila Vaishnava Chakravarti commentary says that there are three types of adulterated women. So the first one is who enjoys both her husband and lover. So and also they are not faithful to anyone. So they are not faithful to either their husband or lover. So this kind of personality is condemned in the scriptures. So this is not a good conduct because they are neither faithful to any of them and maintaining two men like that. The second one is who abandons her husband but enjoys only with her lover. So and this is also this kind of behavior is also condemned. But at least she is dedicated herself to one man. So though she abandoned her husband, so she is enjoying with the lover. So though it is condemned, but at least she is dedicated herself to a single woman. The last kind of adulterous woman is who abandons her husband and enjoys in attitude of being a lover of the Supreme Lord alone. So surrendering to the Supreme Lord. And Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur mentions that so though externally it looks like improper, and maybe some foolish people may say that it is inappropriate, but such behavior is appreciated by those who are advanced in spirituality. So that's why we see that even Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, who is a strict sannyasi, avoids association of women. So he recommends and stresses to follow in the footsteps of these great gopis, because they are achieved the great perfection like that. And in the next sentence he says that the Supreme Lord himself awards his blessings even to an ignorant worshipper. And Srila Prabhupada mentions in his Krishna book that so this confirms the Krishna statement in Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna says in Bhagavad Gita that whoever takes shelter of me, though the person is a Sudra or woman or Vaishya, whatever it is, he will attain highest goal of life. Mam hi pardha vyapasritya ye api syuva papayonaha striyo Vaishya tata Sudra te api yanti param gatim. So whoever takes shelter, so even though they could be born in the lower birth, whether it is a Vaishya or Shudra or woman, they will attain the supreme destination. So that's what we see here, And in fact, Krishna also mentions that even if one commits abominable actions, apichet sudaracharo, but if they engaged in this Krishna consciousness, chanting this Hare Krishna Maha Mantra, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. So then they will be considered as the saintly personality, because they are situated properly and they are progressing in the path of bhakti. And that's what the gopis showed here, that they have developed this great devotion for the Supreme Lord, and they set the standards for the rest of the whole to follow. So whoever follows the footsteps of the gopis and constantly thinking, they will also attain highest perfection like that. So it doesn't matter which varna or ashrama they are in, but wherever they are, sthane sthite, but if they engage their mind and they use their all the parts of their body in Krishna conscious activities, then they will perfect their life. So in the next sloka, we see that Uddhava is saying that Supreme Lord Krishna dancing with gopis in Rasalila, so he embraced by the arms of the Lord, and this favor was not even shown to the Mother Lakshmi, goddess of fortune. And it is not even imagined by the most beautiful girls in the heavenly planets, then what to speak of the worldly women who are very beautiful. So, and in the purport, referring to the commentary of Srila Vishnu Chakravarti Thakur, it is mentioned that Supreme Lord Krishna is the best of all avatars, Krishnastu Bhagavan Swayam, and he exists on the highest platform of purity and morality, accepting the worldly criticism, saying that he has is a butter thief, wandering in forest and taking meals with young monkeys, stealing, seducing other women's wives like that. Even though that criticism is there, but he is the best of all avatars. Similarly, the gopis externally, it may look like improper behavior, but they are the Lord's pleasure potency and achieved the highest perfection of the life, like that. In the next sloka, so here the Uddhava is saying that the gopis of Vrindavan given up the association of their husbands, sons and other family members, which is very difficult to give up. Yadustyajam swajanam aryapatam chahitva. It's very difficult to give up, but these gopis developed Krishna prema in such a way that they could able to give up these things like that. And here Uddhava is saying that let me be fortunate enough to be one of the bushes, creepers, herbs in Vrindavana, because the gopis trample them and bless them with the dust of their lotus feet. So here Uddhava is showing the perfect Vaishnava attitude of humbleness. So he doesn't have enviousness, envious saying that, oh, gopis are very advanced in Krishna consciousness compared to me. So he's not envying. In fact, he is showing the appreciation or glorifying these gopis and showing Uddhava is exhibiting his humbleness. So he's not praying to be equal also. I want to be like that, not equal like that. You want to become a servant of the devotees. Gopi Bhartarupada Kamalayor Dasa Dasanudas, like that. So you want to take dust of their lotus feet. Of course, if he asks directly, they will not give because they see Uddhava as a great personalities. So that's why here he is praying that he can become a grass in the next life in Vrindavana, so that gopis, when they walk, so their feet will step on this grass, so that he can get their dust. So like that. In the next sloka, Uddhava is saying that the goddess of fortune herself, along with Lord Brahma and all other demigods, so they worship Krishna's lotus feet only within their mind. Okay, but Krishna here, he placed his feet on Gopi's breast, and embracing those feet, the Gopis gave up all distress. So we see whoever takes shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna, so their fear and distress, everything will go away. So in fact, a sadhaka who is practicing Krishna consciousness by taking shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna, Mahatpadam Punya Yasho Murari, so they can cross over this material world and go back home, back to Godhead. So Padam Padam Yatve Padam Natesham. So they will go to the spiritual world. So that's why here Uddhava is now establishing glories of the gopis. Now he is directly offering the respects, saying that I repeatedly offer my respects to the dust from the feet of the woman of Nandamara's cowherd village, the gopis. So it is mentioned that so Uddhava did not offer such respect even to the queens in Dwarka, Lord Krishna's queens in Dwarka. So because he sees these young gopis are very exalted. And when the gopis loudly chant the glories of Krishna, the vibrations purifies the three worlds, Bhuvanatrayam. So it purifies everything, the whole universe, like that. And in the 64th sloka, Sukadeva Goswami is mentioning that Uddhava, then he took permission, Anugnapaya, so to leave from the gopis and from Mother Yashoda and Nanda Maharaj, then he bade farewell, Amantraya, so to all the cowherd men, and then he was about to depart, so he stepped into his chariot, like that. And then when Uddhava is about to leave, Nanda Maharaj and all other residents of Vraja, so they approached him and gave many gifts, and with their tears they started speaking. And in the purport it is mentioned that so these Nanda Maharaj and the residents of Vrindavana, they approached Uddhava not a formality. So generally when someone is leaving, when a guest comes to our house and he is leaving, so we also go outside and wait until he leaves far away, like that. So to show the respect, and it's a formality, like that. But here, rather than that, out of spontaneous affection for Uddhava, because he is the dear friend of Krishna, so all the residents of Vrindavan and Nanda Maharaj, they came outside and offered many items, gift items, and then started speaking, like that. And he's saying, they're praying here, we see that, may our mental functions always take shelter at the lotus feet of Krishna. And may our words always chant his names. May our bodies always bow down to him and serve him. So this should be the mood of a sadhaka. Because we see these great devotees, they are showing as an example how a sadhaka should aspire. Savai Mana Krishna Padara Vindayo, like to engage our mind at the lotus feet of the Krishna, and Vacham Sivai Kunta Guna Varnana. So to speak or to chant the holy name of the Supreme Lord, or to speak Krishna Katha, like that, and bow down our head at the lotus feet of the Krishna and serve the devotees. Matsevam Dwaram Mahuri Muktes. Like when we serve the devotees, then the liberation doors will be open, like that. So in the next sloka, so they say that wherever we are made to wander about this world by Supreme Lord's will, in accordance with the reactions of our fruity work, based on our karma. So sometimes we might be in upper planet systems, or in the lower planet system, or in the middle planet system, or different gross body we may get out of 8.4 million species. So but here they are praying that wherever they are, they want to love Krishna always, like that. So this is very wonderful instruction. So and Prabhupada also mentions in Krishna book that so the devotees only desire these things, not any material opulence, or not to be elevated to the heavenly planets, even to the spiritual world also, because they see everything in a equal level. Swarga pavarga narakeshu apitulyarda darshanaha. So whether heavenly planets, or whether it's a hellish planet, or whether it is spiritual world, so wherever there, they always perform Krishna conscious activities. So that's why for them everywhere, anywhere is equal. So without Krishna, heaven is hell. With Krishna, hell is heaven for them. So that's why they are praying only to have this Krishna prema always, like that. And Sukadeva Goswami now is continuing saying that so honored by the cowherd man with expression of devotion of Lord Krishna, and then Uddhava went back to the city of Mathura, which was under Krishna's protection. And in the purport it is mentioned that though Uddhava is very attached to Vrindavana, but he returned to Mathura because Krishna was personally displaying his transcendental pastimes there. So he wanted to be in the association of Krishna, like that. And then after going to Mathura, falling down to pay his homage, so then Uddhava described to Lord Krishna whatever the observations that he has seen in the Vrindavana, and the immense devotion of residents of Vraja. And then he also described to Vasudeva, Lord Balarama, and King Ugrasena, and he presented whatever the gifts that he brought to them. So like that. So very, very wonderful section. So I'll pause it here. Thank you all for giving this opportunity. Grandhara Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Ananta Koti Vaishnava Vrinda ki jai. Panchakalpatarubhyascha kripa sindhubhya vacha patitanam pavanebhya vaishnavebhya namo namah. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, wonderful speech.
Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Thank you so much, Krishna and Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.